Bonjour et bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Cindy. In this video, we're going to learn all about the adverbial pronouns en and I. I can have two functions. It can either replace a prepositional phrase which contains a location. So, for example, à, chez, dans, or en, followed by a place, in which case I means there. I can also replace a previously mentioned indirect object introduced by a, which is neither a person nor an animal. In other words, I can replace a previously mentioned inanimate indirect object, in which case I means to it, about it, and so on. So where is I placed in a sentence? I is usually placed immediately before the verb, the only exception being when the verb is in the imperative, in which case I is placed immediately after the verb, such as for example in the expression allons-y, let's go. Here's a couple of examples where I replaces a preposition followed by a place. Quand est-ce que tu vas au magasin? When are you going to the shop? J'y vais cet après-midi. I'm going there this afternoon. Au is the preposition and magasin is the place. And as you can see, au magasin has been replaced with I. We could have said je vais au magasin cet après-midi, but it is better to use I in order to avoid repetition. Es-tu déjà allé en France? Have you ever been to France? Oui, j'y suis allé 2 fois. Yes, I've been there twice. Again, en is the preposition and France is the place. En France has been replaced with I, which has been placed before all parts of the verb. Here's a couple of examples where I replaces an indirect object which is neither a person nor an animal. Crois-tu au miracle? Do you believe in miracles? Oui, j'y crois. Yes, I believe in them. Je pense à mes problèmes. I'm thinking about my problems. J'y pense. I'm thinking about them. Please note that although the various translations of I, that is, there, to it, about it, etc., can often be omitted in English, I can never be omitted in French. For example, if you wanted to say, I'm going there now, or I'm going now, meaning I'm going there now, you would need to say, j'y vais maintenant. You couldn't say, je vais maintenant. Also remember that I is also used in the fixed expression il y a, meaning there is or there are. For example, il y a des cadeaux sous le sapin de Noël. There are presents under the Christmas tree. The adverbial pronoun en can have several functions. It can replace de, followed by an article, followed by a noun. It can replace du, followed by a noun, and de or des, followed by a noun. In all of those cases, en would mean either some or any. En can also replace de, followed by a possessive adjective or a descriptive adjective, followed by a noun, in which case en means of it, about it, and so on. And finally, en can replace a noun preceded by an adverb of quantity or a number, in which case en means of it or of them. Please be aware that en can replace de followed by a noun even if de is part of a verb or expression that requires it, such as for example, avoir besoin de, s'occuper de, sortir de, partir de, etc. So where is en placed in the sentence? When en is an adverbial pronoun, because remember that it can also be a preposition, just like I, it is placed immediately before all parts of the verb, except when the verb is in the imperative, in which case en is placed immediately after the verb. For example, ils mangent des fruits, they eat fruits. Des followed by the noun fruits can be replaced with en. Ils en mangent, they eat some. But if we wanted to tell someone to eat some, we would need to use the imperative, in which case en would follow the verb. For example, mangeons-en, let's eat some. Here's an example of en replacing de followed by an article followed by a noun, and en replacing du followed by a noun. Tu veux de la mayonnaise? Do you want some mayonnaise? Tu en veux? Do you want some? Je vais acheter du pain. I'm going to buy some bread. Je vais en acheter. I'm going to buy some. Here's an example of en replacing de plus a noun, and en replacing de followed by a possessive adjective, followed by a descriptive adjective, followed by a noun. Est-ce que tu as besoin d'argent? Do you need some money? Est-ce que tu en as besoin? Do you need some? Que penses-tu de sa nouvelle coiffure? What do you think of her new hairstyle? Qu'en penses-tu? What do you think of it? Here's an example of en replacing a noun preceded by a number, and an example of en replacing a noun preceded by an adverb of quantity. J'ai 3 enfants. I have 3 children. J'en ai 3. I have 3 of them. Il a beaucoup d'argent. He has a lot of money. Il en a beaucoup. He has a lot of it. Please note that although of it and of them can often be omitted in English, their French equivalent en can never be omitted. For example, if you wanted to say, I have 2 of them, or I have 2, meaning I have 2 of them, you would have to say, j'en ai 2. You couldn't say, j'ai 2. Please be aware that en can also replace direct objects introduced by an indefinite article, that is, un, une, or des. If the indefinite article is singular, so if the indefinite article is un or une, it is treated as a number, and therefore remains at the end of the sentence. Because if you remember, en can replace a noun preceded by a number, but in that case, en only replaces the noun. The number remains after the verb. For example, j'ai acheté une voiture. I bought a car. J'en ai acheté une. I bought one. As you can see, voiture has been replaced with en and placed immediately before all parts of the verb, but une has remained after the verb. J'ai pris un bain ce matin. I had a bath this morning. J'en ai pris un ce matin. I had one this morning. Again, as you can see, the noun bain has been replaced with en and placed before all parts of the verb, and un has remained after the verb. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it. And if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. That's what the comments are for. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I upload new videos regularly. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, all the links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye!